soil, air. Rest assured, I don't use your money to go out and buy myself a beer or a coffee. I go out and buy trees. Protect your root system. Ayup Woodlanders, I'm here today because of you. Let me explain. Because of your super generosity in recent Buy Me a Coffees, I've been able to buy some trees to help fill a gap that we did way back in the autumn 2024 when we were felling some ash trees. I've even managed to buy myself some bamboo canes, but to save a little bit of cash, I buy them in 4 foots and then cut them in half. It's just a bit of a fiddle. If you've not had a chance to catch up with that episode yet of where we did the ash felling, that would have been back in around about October time, and we felled about 100 ash trees because they were dying of ash dieback. I ordered these back in December. They came mid-January. These are Hazel plants. They are really good plants. I wanted plug plants but couldn't get them, so I had to go for bare root instead. And the key to planting, which I have mentioned before, is to always make sure right up until the point where you're putting the plant in the ground is to keep the root protected from the wind and the sun. Otherwise you just simply kill the root system. The tree looks healthy, root system's dead. You come spring, plant's dead. Protect your root system. So this mini woodlog is dedicated to you to say thank you again. Where am I going just now? I'm going the wrong way. So if you fancy getting involved in the plant a tree, it was all about if you couldn't plant your own trees, or you struggled to work out where to plant trees, or you didn't even know how to fund helping somebody else plant trees. It was just a little thing I did where you could buy us a coffee. The link's in the description, and I use all the money that you give us, which is incredibly generous, to buy more trees for the woodland that we work in. But rest assured, I don't use your money to go out and buy myself a beer or a coffee. I go out and buy trees. This is the ash tree area that we felled, and you may just be able to see some trees have gone in already. There's my friend Colin, he's a good bloke. He grows hazel in his garden, not because he wants to, but because the squirrel buries them, and what he does, he digs them up once they've germinated and gives them to me. And they're great little trees. So we've planted those already. The rest of these hazel are going to go in all this area here, and then as it pans round, all of that was ash as well, so it's going to go all up there. We've got some wood chip that we did earlier in the autumn as well last year. There. We're going to use the wood chip as mulch around the trees. And you may have noticed some rather interesting planting patterns, which I don't know whether I'm doing the right thing here, but it's just an idea. Because you can see the ash stools or stumps that have been left behind, and it's very difficult to plant next to ash because of the root systems, and these ash will possibly try and regrow as well. So my original row was to offset it slightly, and then I thought, oh no, what I can do is offset kind of like a double row of hazel. And my reasons for doing this sort of double staggered row, it means up here I can get up here with my little mini 2-wheeler flail, and the same for this one. So I can mow in between the rows. Where the stumps are, you can't mow there anyway, and these ash trees were planted 2 meters plus apart. They're about 2.1 meters apart and 2.1 meter rows, which means that when I'm planting hazel, that for me is way too far apart. I want a denser plantation. So I would say for me, rows on hazel you can get right down to 1.5 meter and possibly 1.5 meter spacings in between the plants. That probably made absolutely no sense whatsoever, but there you go. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy. We won't be wafting these around in the wind, but I just thought we'd have a quick look at the bare root system. There it is. Just to show you how well these little plants are. Oh, very nice. It's even still got the hazel shell inside. Anyway, we'll wrap them back up again just temporarily so we can get them in, because there's a little breeze today and we don't want dead hazels. If you fancy having a go at planting some of your own trees, the basic principle: get them in as fast as you can. Make sure the roots are properly buried, and not to bury your tree above where it came out of the ground. So you can just see on this one, I think it's about there. So you want your soil level to be right there. Soil, air. It's up to you which style of hole you dig. Some people dig a little pit. Sometimes you can get away with a little slot like that. Open it up. I prefer a T-slot. We do that. Lever. Open the ground up. If you lever up, hopefully you can push your root system into that bit. Push down. Extract your spade if necessary. Tuck some of the roots back inside the floor again. Some soil. But whichever method you choose, just get out planting. $110 down, 50 to go. We're not doing too bad. Just these few rows just down here, and then we'll go and find some tree shelters at the top end to pop on these. Some of the tree shelters here are 25 years old, still serviceable, so that's good. And then the other thing I was just going to show you dead quick was some of you asked for sweet chestnut, so I've been very obliging, and in this little sweet chestnut area that were coppiced last winter, some of the stalls had actually died, so we've put in about 30 sweet chestnuts, you can see in the brown shelters, just to replant in between some of this coppice. It's not the greatest down here. I think it suffers from being too north facing, but they do okay. You can see that in 1 year we're up to 5 foot. As I said at the beginning, I'm here because of you and your generosity in buying trees for us to plant in our woodland. So if you're able to, why not have a go at planting some trees? And if you can't, you can still sponsor us a tree on Buy Me a Coffee. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your contributions. I'll see you on the next one. I've just got these last few hazel to shelter up.